So Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall,
Good fight.
co-main event.
Co-main.
Another good fight.
Good fight.
Good fight. Not bad.
Sergey
Good sores.
versus Tom. Interim strap on the line. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I think. Look, they've both got ridiculously low average fight times. You know what I mean? Like they both go in there and typically get out of there in the first round most of the time.
We can expect an early finish.
We can, yeah. But will we get one? I mean, we were both expecting that out of Almeida and Lewis, and nothing came of it. They might both get in there and just have that kind of mutual respect where they don't get into things right away just because they know that it could just be lights out after one swing. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out from the get-go.
Yeah, no, that's going to be very interesting. They've got a lot of respect for each other, you can tell in the presses and all the media. The way they talk about each other is very respectful. They both know that they're the best guys in the division, you know.
Tom Aspinall said he won't go in there and make it a dick measuring contest because he thinks he'll lose.
It's a
so
shame,
I don't know what kind of
see that.
inside information he's got about
Well, look at
Sergey's package. But
look at him. He's got to be packing heat, like big time. He's 6'4", and he's like built like a
Paklovich.
Like he looks like, you know, in, that movie, The Incredible Four or whatever. There was that stretchy guy, the guy who can light on fire.
And then the one that was made of rocks.
Yeah. He looks like that.
Yeah, he does.
It's quite insane. He's very intimidating. Do you see that picture of him next to Khabib?
No, I haven't seen a picture of him next to Khabib, but I have seen the way that he's been destroying every heavyweight in the division so far.
Yeah, he has been doing that.
What he did to Tai Tuivasa was just sad.
It was, and he did the same to Lewis.
Yeah.
Although Lewis, it was kind of like an early stoppage, I thought. But still.
It was, but at the end of the day, it would have ended the same way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Check this picture out. This is the most ridiculous thing. Khabib is not a small guy. Which is like twice the size of him. Obviously, he's a heavyweight, and technically he weighs twice as much.
And this does look like when Khabib was in fighting shape, too.
Yeah.
And like...
Yeah, he's ripped as fuck.
Yeah,
He's huge.
That's nuts.
This guy is a monster, like for real. But Tom is also really big, obviously, being a heavyweight. Yeah, good looking fellas. It's a shame that they're not going to do that dick measuring thing. I really was excited for that, but we get to see them fight.
We do get to see them fight.
And yeah, like you say, it could end up, well, I really don't think it's gonna this time, but it could end up being one of those ones where they're both so respectful of each other that it does end up at least going a little bit longer than we think.
Yeah, and it's the first time that they've both been in such a position like that. Neither of them have fought for UFC gold before. So this is quite a unique position for both of them.
Yep.
Co-main event, I know that Tom's been the main event of a couple times, but has Sergey? I don't know. Maybe of a fight night.
I think maybe he main evented against Derek Lewis.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
I'm pretty sure. So his last fight was against Derek Blades. Oh yeah, Blades versus Pavlovich. So that was the main. Derek Blades, Curtis Blades. So yeah, they.
Derek Blades would be a cool dangerous guy, you know, with the knockout power and the wrestling.
That would be a really dangerous guy. They should have a chance.
Derek Blades coming through.
Drop the mouse, guys.
Mouse drop.
But yeah,
it was violently loud.
It was. We'll see how that turns up on the audio. I really hope these guys go in there. But what I can see happening potentially is if Sergey's a little bit overconfident, which I don't think he is. I think he's confident, but he's not stupid, and he's not overlooking Tom at all. If he is a little bit overconfident, I can see him trying to rush in there and finish him quick, like he has done with so many other opponents, and he's had so much success with. And Tom slipping back, countering, and also, you know, he's also got that knockout power, countering with like a clean right hand, chinning him, and then getting a finish or a submission.
Yeah.
In the first round.
Yeah.
I could see that happening if they don't try and feel each other out. Feel each other up.
Dick measuring contest.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we'll see. It is interesting. Like it's hard to sit here with two guys that, you know, in history have just gone in there and got rid of everyone in record time.
It's hard to know what they will do when they're faced together.
Exactly.
We don't get this very often.
Yeah. I mean, we had the most knockouts in UFC history versus a guy who's been submitting everyone.
Yeah.
He comes up against in last week's matchup, and it went the whole 5 rounds.
And on top of that, the guy who's been submitting everyone managed to get the takedowns, managed to get the top control. Yeah, he couldn't find the takedown.
Yeah.
So the guys who have been knocking each other out, these guys have never been knocked out either. Sergey was finished on the ground by Alistair Overeem. I don't believe Tom's been knocked out. When I checked his record, I'm pretty sure his losses are submission and decision. But these guys have never been knocked out. So obviously it's heavyweight. It's very hard to take a punch that hard and keep going. But maybe these guys they could be each other's kryptonite, and we could see a 5-round.
I'd still be putting my money on Sergey. That's where my head goes.
He's had more time to prepare.
I'd just be sure. The way that I think of it is, it's like, who would I be more scared of standing against, standing across the cage?
Tom's got a pretty friendly face.
He's got a really friendly face, but there have been a lot of high level people, like ex UFC stars that have said that he is the next.
He's the next guy. Yeah,
the next guy, and it's interesting though, because I feel like that doesn't always equate to him being that person that everyone's always talking about being the next guy. It doesn't always work out that way, but I mean, we're going to get the answers tomorrow.
We will. The thing with Tom though is his demeanor. He's so chill, and he's very real with how he talks about things. He's like, you know, like he says, I'm not going to go out there and have a dick measuring contest and try and knock this guy out. I'm going to use all my tools that I've been learning since I was a young kid to win this title. That's what I'm going to do. And honestly, we haven't seen anyone in the heavyweight division, at least for a very long time, I don't think really ever, who's got this kind of style of, he's light on his feet, he's a powerful puncher, he's got great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu, he mixes it all up really well, his timing is really good, he's slick, he's really got everything, and he moves like a middleweight. Like, we've never really seen that before, and I think a lot of these guys, when they say this is the next guy to watch, it's because of that, the way he puts everything together, man, he is so good. So good. His fight against Volkov was the one for me. When I watched that, I was like, wow, this guy, he is really, really good, man. Like,
no, I agree. That was kind of an eye opener. And that whole spiel that you just gave there is perfect. I mean, he is the epitome of what you want to be as a heavyweight. You want to carry those aspects in terms of power punching. You want to make sure you have that in your chest, but at the same time, someone who does have wrestling, jiu-jitsu, all of these skills is great, but he's going in there against a bulldozer. That's the reality. A brick wall.
But again, like, I can see him countering. I can see him using his slick boxing to counter, although he does kind of leave his chin out there to be hit, Tom, a little bit. But Sergey, in a lot of his fights, has just ran straight at people and managed to clip them early and finish them.
And he does have a knack of finding your chin.
He does, yeah, for sure.
It's incredible.
He's an incredible fighter. But that's the thing, man. 2 incredible fighters going up against each other, like the other, the main event.
It's a big card.
We're in for some luck.
Yeah.
We're very lucky. Thank you, Daddy Dana, yet again, for putting this on.
We love you, Daddy Dana.
Love you, Dana. I was going to say I love you, Danny. Who the fuck's Danny?
I know.
We love you, Dana. Thank you. And then, obviously, there's been some great cards this year. There really has.
Oh, yeah. And we've still got some more great cards to come.
We do. We've got, Leon and Colby, obviously, coming up.
Yeah.
Stacked as any card that I've ever seen, really. But super excited for that, man. I think that's going to be, an epic fight. I think we'll see a finish in both the main and the co-main.
Yeah,
luckily.
I hope so.
But it's going to be a quality finish, It's not going to be, well, unless some stupid stuff happens, like Johnny Walker's incident the other week, something like that, ruins the card kind of thing.
Or we could end up, last minute seeing Anthony Smith go in there against either Yuri or Alex.
Anthony, the pity man Smith.
The pity man.
Oh, God, yeah, honestly. Or...
Do you know what?
Alex Volkanovski.
You know what? Alex Volkanovski would probably
either of those guys.
Be a more likely and more capable candidate. But I think what we need to see from now on is just, we don't book Anthony Smith. Okay? We just don't book him. He is just that guy who just weighs in sometimes
Every now and then.
and misses weight still.
Mrs. White cries and then says that he would have beat Alex if Alex wasn't such a good puncher.
That's right.
If Alex wasn't really good at striking,
Yeah,
I would beat him.
if Alex wasn't just really good at MMA in general,
Yeah.
just like the sport overall.
His breakdown of John Jones, he's like, if you pick apart John Jones and you take away his wrestling and this and that, he doesn't have anything particularly special.
Yeah.
He's this and that. It's like, well, yeah, he's really good at MMA. That's why he's so good.
Really good at wrestling in particular too.
Great at wrestling, great boxing, man. Like his jiu-jitsu is beautiful, but I don't think he's only a purple belt or a brown belt. Like, what are you saying? This is the best of all time. Have some respect.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? You're a journeyman. Look, I'm sure Anthony Smith is a nice guy, but Anthony, give me a call. All right. Anyway, moving on. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
What do you guys need to discuss?
I don't know. I just want to talk to him. I just want to be like, look, Anthony, man, don't say this stuff. I'll be your PR guy or something. I'm not very good at that, but I'll figure it out. I'll tell you what to say. No, Jackson can do it, actually.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of the one who steers this conversation away from more PR worrying.
We'll move on, eh?
Yeah.
We'll move on. Let's talk about the rest of the card, eh? Let's have a look at this one. See ya, Anton.
See you, mate.
We love you.
Don't miss weight. It's the backup fighter.
Did he actually do that in the past?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Let's have a look at the rest of the card, eh? Jessica Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie, Brazilian Dern.
For American. Yeah.
Her in a weird Brazilian accent that she developed and then lost.
Yeah, it's incredible skills in terms of language.
It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, another exciting fight. Mackenzie Dern's been causing some waves down there in the women's strawweight division.
Yeah, she's working her way to a title, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's obvious.
She's looking good.
Yeah, and I think this is a good looking matchup for her in terms of the caliber of opponent she's up against. It does look like someone that she like. It's hard to follow the women's division because there are so many people that come up and then just drop off and you never hear of them again.
It's always changing. It's an ever-changing landscape, especially now with without Amanda Nunes.
Yeah,
obviously
the
she's
Lioness.
retired, and then Shevchenko's lost her belt. The only real stability we've got in the women's divisions is Jane. Now,
Yep,
it's always changing. You're right. It can be tough to follow.
But Mackenzie Dern is someone that I've been hearing a lot of good things about lately.
She's a bit of a character as well. Eh?
Yeah, definitely, and that helps, as we've seen with all the other big players in terms of the men's division.
Yeah,
they're all characters.
We love
the big
characters.
names.
Yeah.
We love characters.
We love characters, and we're not talking about the alphabet. Mackenzie Dern, jiu-jitsu specialist. She's a very high-level jiu-jitsu player. Jessica Andrade, I think she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu as well, but more known for her powerful striking on the feet and just her power overall. Her ability to, like when she beat Rose, just lifting her up and literally just absolutely slamming her head into the mat and knocking her out. Like, that's very impressive. It's going to be an interesting one to see if Mackenzie Dern, obviously we know her plan is to take down Jessica Andrade and submit her. Be interesting to see if Mackenzie Dern can get through her hands first, avoid getting hit with a heavy shot and take Andrade down. But it's like, bit of a gatekeeping fight, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We see Dern win this fight. There's a pretty decent potential that she fights for the belt next.
Yeah, I think that's likely. And like you say, with the women's divisions moving around so much, and those rankings being so dynamic and like always changing, to be someone like Dern and keep your name relevant for a decent amount of time, it does really help in terms of getting the fans interested.
She does. She seems to have a pretty big fan base.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right. Title shot does make sense for
after this
the next fight.
Sure.
Yeah,
because they're fighting at strawweight. And is there anyone booked for the strawweight title at the moment?
Good question.
No. What happened with the strawweights? Yeah, I don't know. Don't think there's a title booked. So there you go. That's your next one. Whatever's happening.
Good shit.
We know what's going on. We're good.
Should we go over some of these pay-per-view announcements that have come out this week?
Would you want to just quickly? I just wanted to point out Matt Favola versus Saint Denis. That should be a really good fight. And Diego Lopez, we all love him.
Yeah, that's a bit of a sleeper fight there.
That is for sure. Diego Lopez's jiu-jitsu again, absolutely insane. His last fight,
it was very impressive. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how he goes. Main event.
Pat Sabatini. I've never actually really heard of this guy too much before. Have you?
No.
Let's see what he's about. He's 33 years of age. He won against Lucas Almeida in his last fight, 2022. Looks like he lost and he won. So he's been in the UFC for a while now. This will be a good test for
definitely
someone like Diego Lopez, I think.
Yep. Well, it's still one of his. This is
his third fight.
Yeah, third fight. So yeah, like you say, a good test. It'll be interesting to see how he stacks up against someone like you say that has been doing this for a wee while.
Yeah.
And he's coming in on a full camp this time, opposed to, I think, was it last fight or
his first fight was he was a backup replacement, right. And he did really well. Yeah.
So this will be like you say, a good test.
Yeah. I can see him steamrolling the guy. If I'm completely honest, he just looks really good.
There's the potential really for a lot of quick early finishes in this card.
Yeah.
But when that is the case, when you're looking at it like that, it's not always the way that it happens.
Exactly,
but
right.
Hoping so.
I'm hoping to. And just before we move on, final predictions for the card, top to bottom. Who are you thinking? I'll pull it back up so we can go over the fights from top to bottom. Starting at the top, who do you think?
Pereira.
Pavlovich.
Dern. I don't know these guys too well, to be honest.
Rovola's good. He finished. Names are really slipping my mind at the moment. I don't know why this is.
No, you're all right.
He finished Drew Dober in his last fight by KO. So pretty impressive. Seems like a really good guy.
Yep. Well, just off that, just because he's a really good guy, I'll go for Vola there.
Frivola. Saint Denis is 12-1 though.
Yeah, but you haven't sold him as a good guy.
He beat Thiago Moises. That's an impressive win.
So these guys both coming off an impressive win.
Coming off.
That has the potential for to be a bit of a banger.
They could be fight of the night.
Yeah.
Lower weight.
Yep. No, I like that. That's a good matchup.
That is a sleeper fight as well.
Just because I don't know much about them, I'll just who are you backing?
Probably Matt. I'll say Matt just because I know more about him. And
all right.
Yeah.
I'll go Saint Denis.
Okay.
Yep. I'll go the other side.
Bet you $1.
$1 it is.
$1.
We'll make sure to honor that bet on the next episode.
We shall. Final fight of the night. What do you think?
Lopez.
Yeah. Same.
Like we said, I reckon Lopez gets it done.
For sure. I'll quickly reel off my picks. I'm going with Alex Pereira, Tom Aspinall, Mackenzie Dern, Matt Frivola, Diego Lopez.
Nice.
And I think there will be 3 finishes on the main card. I think that the top 2 and then Diego Lopez's fight, they will all be finishes. And I think the other 2 will probably be decisions.
Yeah. Okay. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this short episode of Combat Corner.
If you like what you see, we've got lots of long form content below and lots of other videos like this, so feel free to go along and check it out. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share it around. Have a good day.
Peace.